Alrighty, righty. All right, all right. Oh, wow, that's very high volume. Let's move the hairs, the many hairs. Let's, yeah. All right. I think we're doing it. Let's change the chat. Go. Hi. I'm Anastasia. Welcome to the Siggers. We are coming at you live from the boudoir. This is Hump Day after all. And if you read the title, this is possibly the last Hump Day. Not last live stream, but last bump, go bump in the night, get your hump on Hump Day. But for the occasion, just in case it's the last time, not last live stream. Hi, good to see you, Sydney. I decided to wear my fancy robe dress, aka boob dress. We brought the ladies. Hi. I literally, I'm learning this is not very stable. The way I have this set up, but my boobies are so big they just blew everything apart. Everything fell down. That was hilarious. It's a fun thing about a woman. You gain weight, you gain tits. You know, I mean, men when they gain weight, they get bigger tits too. So it's a lucky thing as a woman. At least some people find it attractive. Oh my God. Okay, this is not very stable. I need to find a different way of doing this. I don't broadcast live from my bedroom almost ever. Thank you for saying I look beautiful, Sydney. I appreciate that very much. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, this is a good angle. Oh, wow, we have extra people. We're having technical difficulties. Hi, Jim. Good to see you. Huh. Well, let's see here. We're going to try something else. I'm going to stack some books, OG style. Oh, and I can see that I'm sitting with a nice, I'm actually appropriate. If I didn't have a blanket on my lap, I'd be exposing myself to everybody. I think I do need a few more books. Yeah. I literally brought a huge, what do you call it? A very big suitcase. A suitcase I took to Hawaii. And that is actually, yeah, not, it's not very stable. If I even move at all, everything shifts. Well, here we are. Yeah, I have to have a blanket, otherwise I will flash mob the world. Well, it'll be like we're having like a cozy blankie, fancy dress, cozy blankie day. We got the glasses. I like these glasses. I washed my hair. Oh, sorry. It's important to know that my hair is washed, but also to one side. All right, let's put these back on. Today's feeling much more like a let's wear sunglasses day. Again, this is Anastasia. This is the Sacred Spheres. Welcome to our hump day. Get your hump on. Go hump in the night. Bump, bump, bump. Get your sexy on. So this is our hump day live stream. That might be our last hump day live stream, meaning last live stream on a Wednesday because my schedule is shifting. It's not the last live stream by any means. I might be doing something more like Monday, Tuesday, Friday, maybe Monday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe Monday and Friday are defined, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are all possible. I might go live, I might not go live. Um, but Monday, Tuesday, Friday is kind of what I'm leaning to because of what is shifting. Life is in flux, my friends. One thing is certain in this lifetime, and it's that things will change. So let's make the most out of this hump day. Welcome everyone. Let's see. Yeah, no, that was very funny. My everything was flipping upside down. Thank you for your patience, by the way, and thank you, Chuck, for joining the chat because Chuck and I were on an epic journey before this live stream started. We're on a walk in our neighborhood. Thank you for all the hearts. People sometimes here in Los Angeles, instead of donating things that they don't want anymore, like they're moving, they've got mattresses and furniture and you name it. Thank you for all the hearts. I love you guys so much. But I love you too. Fish lips, taco tongue, duck face. My God. But yeah, Chuck and I were on this epic walk. Oh, hello, new viewers. And we found treasures on the side of the road. Yeah, we people dump in LA. It's technically illegal, but we do it as a way. It's kind of like every day is a yard sale or is a garage sale, but no one advertises it and it's just free. You just put shit on the side of the road and people just walk past. I love it too. Thanks for the hearts. And they're like, that looks good. That looks good. So we found a treasure trove and we were taking our sweet time admiring our finds. And it took us a while to get back to our cars and houses and everything else. Our cars and houses and spouses. And now neither of us are married, but anyway, just that sounded nice and rhymed. And so I was running a little behind because I had just washed my hair last night and then I had to blow dry it, use my fancy product to make it, come alive. I had to spray my hemp based oils on lubricate to myself. I had to anoint myself with oil. I had to spray my knockoff version of Coco Chanel. Find the robe dress, the booby dress, and get ready for you guys. I appreciate you. So yeah, so this is gonna be epic. Go big or go home, right? So our last hump day for a while, but it doesn't mean we won't be having lots of or people laughing or crying at me right now. Thank you, thank you for all of the hearts and smiles and I don't even know the chat's like it's like exploding at the seams right now. I love you guys. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for yeah. What did I temporarily title this besides possibly it's the last hump day for a minute. I title oh there that's better. That's a little closer. I titled it "What is love? What is love?" It's a four-letter word. That's what it is. Anyway, I am here for you guys. I am grateful to be here. It is so good to be in community. Remember, this is a happy hour where even if you are not happy, I am not happy. Somewhere, someone in the world is happy, even if it's not you or me. So, as Judy Garland said, get up, come on, get happy. Take all your cares away. However it goes, I don't know. Did she even sing that song? Why am I snapping off the beat? I don't know. 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 This is my jazz song. So, right, it's a BYOB situation here. Bring your own bitch. No, bring your own bitchiness. Bring your own beautiful self. Bring your own boobs. Bring your own. I have one last beer that I put in the freezer, but it's still freezing. It's the last one of this little experiment. Today, because I've been walking and it's warm out, I had fun with you guys last. Yeah, I've been doing lots of these pop up. Like, watch out, I might go live. Who knows? So I just needed some water. So we're gonna here. So I don't knock everything over. Ooh, look at the good thing. Oh my god. I'm bringing Grandma's beautiful crystal coupe. Remember, if a boob can fit in a coupe, that's just the right amount of boob per 19, whenever, 55, they say. Yeah, whatever. Shit. All the viewers we had just said, fuck yeah, they just left. So I am gonna get my water on. So I got my beautiful hydro flask. Speaking of which, before I pour myself my own beverage of water chilled by my hydro flask, that is some of you, because I've only been in my boudoir once for a live stream. That is a photograph from Malibu Creek State Park. I used to go there 2, 3 times every week over the pandemic. I do not live close. 60 an hour one way just to drive there. I drive down the 101 through the canyon. It's beautiful. Oh my God, it's prehistoric. It still looks like it did when the Chumash were there. It's unbelievable. The canyon as well, not some of the canyons, very obviously cultivated and gentrified and what's the word? Groomed? No, there's a word for it. Developed. That's the word. But the actual Creek State Park is not as exquisite. And I love this story because I would use my iPhone. I was exploring its capacity as a digital camera because I didn't have a DSLR. I have an SLR camera, but it's film, and film is ridiculously. It's a ridiculously. It's got a big dick. It's a big dick, and it is very expensive. Anyways, sorry. We're gonna have lots of puns. That's not very much a pun. That's not very much a pun. That's not that. It's kind of a pun. Okay. There's no English, je sais pas. Peut-être je vais parler français parce que je ne parle n'importe quoi en ce moment. Je ne parle non, même français. Yep, I'm messing up in every language today. That's okay, folks. Paul Schneider. I remembered his name. And I have a story for you about Paul Schneider again. But anyway, so yeah, it was a very hot day this day, and my phone just froze and died. And as it was about to die because it got overheated, it took this photograph, slightly blurred, and it has this mystery about it. I love it, and I blew it up real big like. And actually, I've sold quite a few of this. I've even sold a tote bag with this image on it. I'm by the way, I'm finishing my art. Well, not finishing. I'm getting it going, my art website, so that we can actually sell. We, the royal we, me, myself, and I, me, Queen Anastasia, we are going to be, yeah, selling our merch again and our art and in a more public, honed in fashion through Squarespace. I did a lot of YouTubing to find out, searching on YouTube through people like what's the best website, Shopify versus Squarespace. Squarespace is more customizable for artists. It's really beautiful. So whereas Shopify is really just about functionality of selling, and I definitely want my website to be a little weird, quirky, and as you know, I am, and a portfolio, not just my, schlepping the shit website, schlepping the stuff. All right, folks, that's enough of that. What I'm trying to do is pour myself some water because I am parched. There will be a moment though. I drive myself in my car. Could you imagine? I, I am on the second floor. I go in like one of those little lifts, that takes you down the stairs to get to my beer that's going to become a slushie. I can't wait. All right, folks. I'm very thirsty. Let's grab some of this. All right, while I'm grabbing, and you're looking at my bra. Let's look at the channel. Let's look at the chat is what I meant to say. Wow, my brains are real mixed up. Yeah, my setup was definitely not too not too stable. Everyone's saying hi to everyone. Sydney, Chuck, Jim. Oh, Andy. Oh, Friday, as in French fries days. Yes, I was like, what is that emoji? These are not prescription sunglasses. So my prescription sunglasses, I learned, are a little too dark for what I'm doing here. Cheers. I mean, I'm dark and sordid. But first of all, good to see you guys. These glasses are right opacity. Ooh, look at that word. We just joined, more people just joined us. Our viewership increased. Cheers. Bring your own beverage. Today it's icy, chilled, cold, refreshing, bottled water from Trader Joe's in my Hydro Flask. We are not sponsored by Trader Joe's or a Hydro Flask. Anything I say should not be reflected poorly on them. I am not affiliated with them, but I am with you, my pretties. So what do you want me to say about you? What dirty, naughty things? Let me know in the chat. Cheers, because cheers, it's hump day. Here's to our possible last hump day, but we will probably be doing a Monday, Tuesday, Friday type of thing, maybe a Saturday, and I'll also just be going live whenever. So don't you forget, please subscribe, please like, please comment, but most importantly, hit the man in the boat, hit that little bell, ding dong, ding dong. If you don't hit the ding dong, yes, that's a pun. Everything's a pun today. That is a pun. Even this, wow. If you don't hit the bell, then you're not going to know when I randomly go live for our little top secret live streams. Hello. Ding dong, the witch is dead. No, she's not. She's right here with you because some guy said I have the hair of a witch. So I'm here, baby. The wicked witch is alive and well, and she wants you to join her live streams when she goes to top secret locations and streams with Galaxy in the middle of the night. I want you to join her. All right. All right. Andy, I fired the the boob cannons at my camera. I know. Yeah, it was like I did something. Bam, bam. What is that? Well, I'm thinking of Naked Gun. Can you believe there's another Naked Gun with Liam Neeson as the Oh my gosh. Now I did forget a name. Leslie Nielsen. There you go. Character. Yay. And then Pamson is the blonde bombshell. That seems like somewhere where like a woman's boobs would become like guns, or that's very much an Austin Powers type thing, or that would definitely be a what was it, the Griswolds, right? The European family, no, the Family Vacation. What's the name of that series? The one through SNL, folks. Anyway, Chevy Chase started it. All right, but at least I've remembered Paul Schneider. Hi, Jim. Chuck was reminding me that Paul Sorvino, Mira Sorvino's daddy-o, that he was someone that Chuck knew, that Chuck used to communicate with through probably Earth Bar. I don't doubt is where he knew him from. But it reminded me that, oh, you knew Paul Sorvino. I know Paul Schneider. What's the connection? Well, Paul Sorvino, rest in peace, rip, 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 hashtag rip, died. Rest in peace, rest in power. He's dead. And that left his wife a widow. His wife is Dee Dee Sorvino. Guess who Dee Dee married? Paul Schneider. That was the woman I got to watch. I got to watch her love affair blossom and grow with Paul before my eyes. I was there on their first date. I feel like I was almost chaperoning because she had brought this box of like wine that like apparently she makes wines. Her face is on the bottle of wine, in fact. And she let me hold on to them. She gave me a tip for holding on to her bottles of wine while she had her first date, which seemed like a business meeting for, it was like she was selling him wine. No, she was selling him her heart. No, not really. But yeah, it was really cute. At the end of the date, they were like, all like cozy and up. It was really sweet. I got to be there on date one. One of the perks of working and living in Holly. Weird. All right. I needed a suitcase today. I did need a suitcase on our walk, Chuck. Oh my God, to pick up all that stuff and like to be able to drag it instead of like hold it like this. But we did find, Chuck and I found these bins that I can use for storage. I needed things for storage and that was amazing. Oh my goodness. All right. Sydney, wait, someone said, Jim said, oh, you're sorry, Sydney. What happened? Sydney, did something go down? Let me look through the chat. I don't know. You said, you're like, oh no, Anastasia is beautiful. Oh no. We're sorry. That is so funny. Yep, I hired the boob cannons. All right, thank you for the likes. Don't forget to like. We need all the likes we can get. I like you. Do you like me? Then like my video. Jim says he doesn't know what to say. Maybe your brain is tired. My brain suddenly feels tired. I've been drinking coffee again. I do cold brew and I had a little less than I normally do. Maybe that's it. Maybe I haven't had my beer slushy yet. Maybe I need more food. No, I had a good amount of food. Scavenger hunts, live stream scavenger hunts. All right, Andy, I'm just going through the chat right now, seeing who's here. I'm wondering if our 12-year-old is here, Mr. Pufferfish, because I don't think this is safe for kids under 18. I would definitely put it's not for kids. So I don't know. I don't know kids these days. What can I say? Gen Alpha, what's going on, folks? What is love? It's a 4-letter word. That's what we're starting from today. Yes. Come on, get happy. Who sings that little song? Hey, Chuck. 19. You haven't had intimacy. Well, we're getting real here. Since 1990. What? Love from my friends. Yes. My boob coop. Yes. Friendly love. Phileo. Remember talking about the ancient Greek that made it into the Bible, no less, types of love. Well, it didn't quite make it in the Bible. I think it's more, a lot of Christian ministers like to reference the different types of love, agape, unconditional love, which you could have for everyone, not just for your partner or person, so to speak. There's eros, which is more erotic for a person, a sexy person. There's phileo. There are a lot of forms of love, and we're embodying them all in this place in time and space because we are multidimensional beings, and we're capable of so many types of loves and we're capable of being so many types of people all at once. All right, we're everywhere, everything, wow. everything everywhere all at once. Oh my God. My brain, it's literally like it's like a record that keeps skipping. Wow, my brain is extra special today. Okay, let's see here. Joyce is finally here. She joined us. I'm so happy to see you, Joyce. Yeah, we impromptu went live yesterday. Right? Was that yesterday? It feels like 15 years ago. Wasn't that yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Who was here? Oh, that's right. That's when the pufferfish joined us. It's the 12-year-old. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was 92 or 62 or 22. I don't know. I have a feeling he really was 12. And I think he subscribed to my channel and then unsubscribed. Actually, maybe he just joined us. Maybe he's in the chat and I don't even realize it. I'm still, wow, our chat's exploding. I'm trying to get through the chat, folks. Andy's saying that tree photo makes you think of something from the Twilight Zone or Tales from the Dark Side. Really? Does it have a dark? I mean, I guess there is a slight. I'm just taking a moment to. What do you guys think? Let's have an art critique. What's that giving? What is that giving, folks? What is pig Latin? Oh, what I was saying, I was not making any sense in English, so I started speaking French to see if my brain was picking up more with the French thing, and it kind of was, and it kind of wasn't. Yeah, Joyce is also tired. Is this? I know we're in this Mercury retrograde. That's probably one of the gnarliest I have ever experienced. Like top probably three most challenging. I feel like there might be something else going on that's zapping us. Joyce likes the photo. Yeah, it is also a tote bag. I have much merch, and it shall be for sale soon enough. Twilight Zone. All right. Chuck, I am driving in my picture. Yeah, I know. Meep, meep. Joyce, I love these white sunglasses. I don't know if you were present on the day I wore five, I think, different pairs of glasses. Because I have a lot of glasses. That's not even all my glasses. But yeah, cheers. Friday. How about Friday? How about well, I don't really eat french fries, but Friday, yay, Friday. Frying egg. I do have eggs almost every morning. Eggs are one of the world's perfect foods. I'm going to segue into a tiny bit of what I used to do for a living. So anything that's a whole food, it's not been really processed much at all. It's as close to what it was like in nature as possible. An egg. That's step one. Eat as many whole foods as you can. More plants, less animals, ideally, but I definitely need to eat animals. Otherwise, my brain is worse than it is. Imagine that. But in a yolk, I mean, obviously that would become a little chickadee, which is kind of a hard and sad concept. It's the embryo. Oh my God. But yeah, within that, you have such rich sources of, well, fat soluble vitamins, fat soluble B vitamins, B12 is even in there. You've got phosphatidylcholine, inositol. These are things that actually get through your blood brain barrier. It's so nurturing for your brain. There's so many other macro and micronutrients that are present well, there aren't so many macro, but there are macros, but there are quite a few micronutrients present in that. Of course, the white of the egg is probably, I think it has the highest biological value of any protein on the planet. I'm wrong in saying that, but it's one of the highest biological value proteins, meaning it's extremely assimilable. You just bam, you consume it, it goes right there to where it needs to go, which is basically to all of you. Did you know that your every muscle, cell, tissue, and organ is essentially protein in water or collagen in water? Proteins help to synthesize our neurotransmitters. They help with our brain functionality and our mood, so we don't cry me a river 24/7. We actually have some type of stability. Yeah, I mean, you can't obviously negate fats. Our brains are 70% fat. We need fat. It's like a repository of nutrients for later. That's why when you start to build muscle mass, you will lose weight because your muscles need more. They need the repository of nutrients and the fat to feed the muscles. Muscles are heavier, muscles demand more, and you can actually get leaner just not even changing your diet much, but just increasing weight-bearing exercises. So, this is what Chuck and I used to do for a living. We used to work with the stars and help them with their bodies, their sexy bodies. Speaking of bodies and bobets, anyway, that's some little things. If anyone wants to, throw in other information in the chat, that's fine. But yeah, an egg is literally, I'm mentioning, because we're talking about Friday. I do fry eggs. I don't do French fries really, but Yeah, I do. I like my eggs over easy now. This isn't ask me anything. What do you eat for breakfast, Anastasia? Why? Thanks for asking. I thought you'd never ask. Yes, I have two eggs over easy. Chicken, not duck, not goose, not, they aren't golden eggs. I mean, they will be once I become a mega star. Oh my God. And yeah, I notice the difference. Even when I do Greek yogurt, which is very high protein, because I need way more protein than most people. The brain, keep in mind, you can't do a zero carb diet either. You definitely need carbohydrates. They're glucose. They break down into sugar. Essentially, sugar is energy, and it feeds. That's probably why I haven't had my little beer that is sugar. That perked me up. Because what is alcohol converts right into sugar, and boop, it spikes that blood sugar. Actually, I used to work with models, supermodels, like print models, runway models, and one of their secrets when they were trying to shoot, meaning no, not like get a gun and shoot for fuck's sake. When they were in shooting season, also sounds like hunting season. Oh, maybe it is. So when they'd have to be working with a famous photographer or whomever and shooting them for print, or if they were actually going for runway and they had to be in their absolute perfect shape, meaning they're eating less than nothing. They're basically drinking their food. That's it. They're having juices and smoothies, and extremely low sugar, low carb, high protein, even low fat, which can be very dangerous. But if it was too much for them to handle, the one thing they had to have a glass of wine. They had to have alcohol because it would give them the carbs and the sugar, but it would calm down their nervous system that was on fucking fire. But yeah, I once worked with a woman. She was about my height. So I'm about 5'8", 5'9". Like I'm wearing big heels and I'm like 5'10", 5'11". But this woman, she was, we'll say 5'8", but a proper 5'8", like barefooted. So, so if she's wearing shoes, she's like 5'10", 5'11". So she weighed, when she was shooting with this guy in New York, she got down to 85 pounds. But normally when she was shooting, she had to be no more than I think 95 pounds. And that sounds insanely skinny. I mean, this just gives you an idea of like unattainable, people are like, oh my God, I don't, I can't look like that. Neither can they. They can only it's not humanly possible. They're going to fucking die. So they're going to go insane. So they basically would just, they have to turn to drugs and alcohol, honestly, just to, like literally to function. If you're not eating, cigarettes is the biggest thing. You smoke up a freaking smoke as much as you can, because that takes away your appetite and keeps your brain somewhat functional. Great habits, right? Don't do this at home, kids. But yeah, what she would yeah do is get down to this, about 95 pounds or so. And then, once she was allowed to, she'd get up to like 120. That's as fat as they'd let it. Fat. It's like the skinniest I've ever been, almost, as an adult. But she would, have to get down though to, around 95 pounds or so. And that, again, it sounds ghastly thin, but I would see part of her. She modeled for Maxim, and she was known for having this perfect butt or whatever. And I guess we're talking about love, that is eros, for the voyeurs in all of us, or the exhibitionists who like to be those models. I mean, hi, hello. Anyway, so even though she weighed so little, she actually, it doesn't read that way on camera. It's very interesting. It is shocking sometimes when you meet these folks who are quite well known and are on camera or models, and you see what they actually weigh in waking life. You're like, oh, in real life, IRL, holy moly, holy Toledo. But keep in mind, when they are, so I worked at the Roosevelt. I worked with a lot of models and actors and comedians and musicians and you name it. And I worked with one actor in particular who is a very talented and a very active actor. He actually got a lot of work. So he'd leave for like 3 months because he'd be shooting something, and then he'd come back, and then he'd leave, shoot for something, come back. But he was always in between, like he would either be on, I'm eating whatever the hell I want right now, or he's on one of those diets. And when he's on one of those diets, yeah, he'd have to have some type of nicotine, some type of, it's like there had to be things to keep him from trying. He's like, I feel like I'm going to gnaw my own fingers off. It's really hard to live that way, that kind of like bouncing back and forth. But you know, the like for them to be whatever is, you know, the producers want, you know, what needs to be the perception. It's really hard. And even I've been reading Tina Fey's Bossy Pants. She talks about she's been on the cover of a lot of magazines and what it's like. She's like, whoever it is, no matter how famous they are, skinny or hot you think they are, they too, like they aren't fitting into the dress that the photographer wants them to wear. They have tape and shit in the back. It's like a gaping hole in the back. Nothing, everything's popping out in the back just to make this look good for 5 seconds. And keep in mind, you know, after they take those photos, they Photoshop the living hell out of them. So nothing is real. just be whoever the hell you are. And if you ever get on a magazine cover, no, they're going to Photoshop you anyway. So, fuck, you know, I guess eat if you got it. Just eat, drink, be merry, because, you know, you can always just Photoshop yourself later. Okay. Oh, let's go back to the chat. I feel like it was blowing up and then it just went quiet. Crickets. Are you guys still there? We were talking about Leslie Nielsen. Nielsen's son is in the movie. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we were talking about, if you were talking about Leslie Nielsen, we were talking about Naked Gun, because we were talking about how my boobs shot down my camera twice or thrice. And that would be like something from Naked Gun or something from the Griswolds or SNL type spoofs or from like Austin Powers. But there is a new Naked Gun, which is bizarre. Liam Neeson is the Leslie Nielsen character. Pam Anderson is the whatever blonde bombshell character. She's having a whole resurgence, which is wild right now. All right, Joyce. You started at 9 p.m. looking for my live stream. You missed my live stream yesterday. You didn't get a notification, and you didn't get one today. Uh-oh. Maybe, excuse me. Oops. I had a little tiny, a little burp. Ladies burp too, but they have little baby burps. Oh, I have big ass burps too, don't you want? Right when I said that, mucho viewers just showed up. So I just kissed. Oh, sorry, I don't want to get my YouTube channel. This is love. We were kind of on the topic of eros, erotic love. And as I'm like making out with my finger, no, I accidentally kissed my fingers. When you feel alone, just kiss your feet. I love you. Oh my God. Go back and screenshot that and blow that up on your wall. Oh my God. Rhymin' Simon is here. Rhyming Jim. Okay, yeah, John Schneider. I'm probably gonna tattoo his name. I'll never forget it. All right. Paul Sorvino. He was in was Paul Sorvino? I thought he was only a director. Okay. You can whine. You can make a whine too. Boo hoo 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 hoo. Actually, I do this thing called wine and wine. Speaking of phileo, friendship, love, friendly love, brotherly love, so to speak, sisterly love. I think it's just a beautiful thing that in other countries people hold hands and actually will kiss each other. Like en français, en français, oh là là. En France ou en Europe, you know, on fait les bises, on fait des bises. That friends of mine are Asian. Often we hold hands, and it's just lovely to have that kind of level of intimacy. Like you walk around, you have your arms around each other, the men, the women, and it's friendly and it's not weird and it's really sweet. In the culture I come from, you greet everyone with what's called a brotherly kiss on the lips, whether you're related to them or not. So there are cultures who do that. You always kiss on the lips. It got weird when I was coming of age and I was like 12 and I had cousins who were like 13 or 14 and you're all like, with you kiss on the lips. It definitely was a little awkward. Yeah, well, I mean, I might as well say that I come from a very small ethnic religious community. They're in the U.S. in this area, like in near LA, only about I'd say 7,000 of us or so, maybe 10,000 at most. So yeah, people are definitely marrying their cousins. One of my cousins married his third cousin. So I don't think the babies come out all deformed just yet. But yeah, we're running out of people if you want to stay in the community, which they're largely endogamous. They stay in, like Hasidic Jews and I think Mennonites do that, Quakers. Anyway, let's keep going through the chat. This is fun. This is sort of what is love. We're letting it flow and seeing, ooh, like my hair, and seeing where it's going to take us. As we do every live stream, we often go, woo, we definitely got our manic Monday and manic Tuesday. Yeah, we definitely got a lot of the manic out. I definitely feel a little more grounded today, probably because Chuck and I took a nice walk. We were in the sun. We grounded ourselves. We bathed in the sun, and then I bathed myself in oils. Again, for those of you late to the party, this might be our last hump day, not last live stream, but just last hump day, because my schedule is shifting a bit. So it might be something more like Monday, Tuesday, Friday, with the possibility of going live on other days. I recognize that Whimsy has a live stream. That's a really big one on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I might do the live stream slightly later, like maybe 7:30 or 8 on Tuesday and Thursday. If people want to join, go from that one to this one, because I know that hers sometimes go longer, but not necessarily. Hers are typically 5 to 6:30, but you know, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. For now, it'll be 7 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and then we'll kind of, yeah. And then I might just randomly go live. We'll figure it out. I feel so normal today, so mellow. I look like a freak show. I mean, I look cute. I'll stop it. I'll give myself a pat on the back. I'm a cutie pie. I'm a cutie pie. You would think this is a martini. No, it is not. I am not drinking. You know when I've been drinking. I definitely can get extra wild. I mean, I've not been drunk on camera for you guys yet. That could be fun. We could do that like once a month. Let's get trash. Let's get trash. Oh my god. Let's see what ungodly things Anastasia could come up with on camera once a month or maybe once a quarter. We don't want to encourage bad habits, you know. I mean, it's very, that's it actually, love of food, love of drink, hedonism, nihilism. But when it comes to alcohol, well, one, it's important for me to be mindful not to get too wild and crazy, just due to addiction issues that run in my family. I always want to be mindful. And it's more so respect. I can say this. We're talking about brotherly love. My brother died from addiction. So, I mean, it was a little more complicated than that. And this is not the time to get into that story. It's a very dark story. It's very painful. But yeah, I'm always mindful of that. So, yeah. And people I know struggle with that. But more so, thread of thought is going off the tracks. Shit. We were just talking, yeah. Making sure we're not drinking too much. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Found it. France, Europe, living in Europe. There's a different attitude toward alcohol consumption. It's a lot more normalized. Even kids drink, not like get drunk and go off again the tracks like my train of thought. More so, like, for example, food is really important, and alcohol of various sorts, whether it's, spirits, or like the ghosts we consume. Lord, the ghosts in my machine that my boobs blasted off and turned everything upside down 3 times earlier today. Go back if you are curious to begin this live stream. No, beer, wine, spirits, the way that they taste and the flavors that they have, their primary, secondary, tertiary notes speak to, sorry, now I'm sounding like a little bit of a pretentious asshole. No, I did used to work in elevated cuisine and fine dining, but these are just facts. Because of their flavor profiles, they will elicit flavors in the food that you're eating, complement it, actually detract from it. Like they can overbear, overwhelm the food. But they can often really complement and heighten the experience of it. When wine in particular and food are paired well, my fucking God, it is very special. Or even, like, obviously where I live here, Southern California, LA, very close to Mexico. So, oh my God, like good tacos and good beer, like ice cold, crisp and yum, 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 fresh, slushy beer. It's magical. So, and it's very weird too because the lunch in France is the main meal, and it's normally what, 6, 7 courses, or at least what, 5 courses, I would say. Right, because you've got the entrée, which means how to enter, not the not the plat, the actual plate. Different ways of entering the meal. Well, when you have apéritif, your apéro, you're gonna have your little drinks, and then you're gonna move into maybe not salad. Salad is a palate cleanser that comes after your plat, but so does cheese. Pâté, that's a good way to normally enter, like foie gras. I know that's not very in vogue, but something like that. And then maybe that's, so you got the apéro, and then you got your little entrée, and then you have maybe a plat, and then you have maybe a little salad course, and then maybe you have a little cheesy cheese course, and sometimes the cheese is the dessert, but then often you have a dessert after that, and you're going to have digestif, the little drinks after, to help you digest the food. You often also have espresso, coffee, un café, s'il vous plaît. Long story short, alcohol is often drunk with every main meal. Like you have a glass or two of wine. Or remember when I was staying in the south of France, a bottle per person per day. That's I think a bit much. My poor liver's like, cry me a liver, cry me a liver. I cried a liver over you. All right, let us keep going through the chat. Jim is sorry that he's not the life of the party tonight. That's okay, baby. Ça c'est bon. Oh, La Boubou. We met La Boubou. La Boubou, I hope you're... I know there are people lurking in the shadows who have not made themselves known in the chats, in the chatty chats. We had someone named La Boubou. I sing songs to La Boubou. La Boubou. Eh, Boubou. Where is your picnic basket? I am Natasha. Here's my Boris, and here is my Boubou. God, I love Boubou. Pufferfish. Are they poisonous? Maybe Pufferfish, the one who's 12 years old. I feel like he was a narc. I don't think he was 12. No, I don't know. He might be in the chat. Has he shown up yet? Has La Boubou shown up? La Boubou, I miss my La Boubou. Where's my Boubou face? I call my cat Boob. I call her Boobs. Not like boobies, Boobs. I don't know why Boobs. I think maybe it's Yiddish. Boobs. Like you have your bubs, your bubby, bubs. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going through the chat. Yeah, it kind of looks like La Boo Boo. Now, Andy, that is mean. I'm not gonna say that, but it does rhyme with La Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boo. Did anyone ever watch Rocky and Bullwinkle? That's a little bit before my time, but there were still reruns of that. It's very cute because my name, a short for my name, is Natasha, and I think that's sexy. That could be a fun nickname. I've never gone by Natasha. I mean, I like Stas or Stosh, Stasha, Natasha. Anyway, Stas, Nastya, Nastinka, Anya, Anyushka, Natasha. All right. Sydney likes over easy eggs too. Andy likes sunny side up. Joyce tried keto and it made you terrible. Diets often do. I mean, it really just goes back to just be as active as you can be. That's about it. Just, and then eat moderately. Whole foods, more plants, less animals. Jim prefers deviled eggs. We know who you really are inside. Ooh, there's someone in a helicopter. Sounds like a police officer trying to find somebody. Oh yeah, the policeman in the helicopter is telling someone to get off the sidewalk. Shit's going down, folks. All right. Sydney is 5'4". I'm tall. Well, I remember I played indoor women's volleyball, so you have to be. Oops. You kind of have to be tall for that. I'm the last 5'8" though outside hitter probably in Division One volleyball history because that is very short. I was a little person, 5'5", taller now. I don't doubt there's 6'7" outside hitters now in women's volleyball, collegiate up to Olympics. Interesting. Jim, 6'1". You have some height. I know Chuck is 6'2", right? People don't realize that. Yeah, Chuck and I are, I guess, taller-ish people. X was 6'4". The one I'm grieving. Cry me a river, play me a tiny violin. Speaking of erotic love, honey, you kiss my wife. See, we can segue into any song. Um, Andy is 5'5" and a half. The half matters. My dad was 5'7" and a half. Andy, my dad was shorter than my mom. My dad was 5'7" and a half. My mom 5'9", 5'10". Yeah, but she definitely, when she would wear heels, would be about 6 foot. Joyce is 5'3". Your husband was 6'3". Wow, and all your kids are taller than you. Wow, cutie pies. Last time I said the tallest guy I did was 6'9". I think he was actually 6'10", because I forgot I went out with two different collegiate volleyball players. But they were neither. Oh, one was, I think, a middle blocker. Middle blockers get up to 7 foot plus in men's volleyball. One of them we named House. Shout out to, should I say his real name? Yeah, I can say his real name. You guys know I went to ECI. Played volleyball for EC Irvine Division One Big West Conference, and one of our middle blockers at the time for the men's team, Chris Harger, we called him House. Because he was big as a fucking house. He was so tall and huge, stacked, just beastly. He was a middle blocker. He ended up playing for the Olympics. I don't know if he went pro as well beyond the Olympics, but yeah, Chris Harger, House. He was someone, if I remember, that was one of the guys when I used to do Olympic powerlifting after volleyball, and I started doing competitive powerlifting, and I was doing power cleans, and I was working with House. He's like, "You're gonna lift what I'm lifting." I'm like, "Yes." I am a freak show. Yes. Gather round, boys and girls. Let's watch the freak show throw up the weight, the Russian ox. Wow, your son's maybe 6'6". Boom, boom, la boo boo. La boob boob. Does your son play basketball, Joyce? One thing I found, a lot of tall people, they often, God, I always wish I finally was going to get up to about 6'2", like I'd have the growth spurt they thought I'd have. They thought I was going to be about 6 foot, 5'11". It didn't happen because my mom's side of the family, they are trees. My mom's side of the family, they actually, so the women on my mom's side are over 6 foot. The men are up to, I think, about 6'10". Like they're on average 6'7", 6'8". They're very, very tall, very, very lean, thin, very thin folks. And then on my dad's side's opposite. My dad's my dad's mom was like 5'2" at most, and very large people. So they were very short, very large, and then my mom's side, very tall, very thin. So yeah, the opposites attract sometimes, I guess. I don't know. All right. Yes. Oh, thank you for honoring my little baby burp. Oh wow, your son did cross country, swam, ran, soccer. Amazing. Yep. Greeting each other with a brotherly kiss. Who's talking about Billy Zane? Wait. Oh, Andy is saying I should. Why did that? That's so random, Andy. I wonder what brought that to mind. I should tell everybody what I told you about Billy Zane. Yeah. Billy Zane, people know him. He often plays villains. I think of Billy in, of course, the Titanic. Wasn't he in Orlando? It was with Tilda Swinton and based on the Virginia Woolf novel. He was recently in a film, a smaller film, playing Marlon Brando. And it premiered, or at least had Q&As at the Chinese Theater. I used to work in walking distance of the Chinese Theater, so people would often dine with me at my fancy restaurant and then go to the Chinese Theater, especially A-list talent. They'd be like doing whatever, like when I met Carrie Elway, remember that beautiful song, speaking of love, Princess Bride, how that set me up for failure. I thought that's how people would love me. They die for me. My dearest Wesley. Yeah, anyway, so no, not Marlon Brando. No, no, rest in peace. Rip, 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 rip. Billy Zane. He came in because he was in between Q&As. Or maybe often what happens is the movie's on screen, they eat, drink, and they're merry, and then they go back drunk as fuck, no, and then they go back and do the Q&A after. So Billy Zane came in one day. I didn't recognize him at all. But I also, even if I recognize someone, I treat someone just as I would anyone else. I had the same kind of shtick, the same thing I did for every single person there. So when Billy came up, again, I didn't know who the hell he was. But here's the thing: this is a small town. There, even if you're an A-lister, there are like a million people in line to knock you off your podium. So like most people are very kind. If you start treating people like a complete cunt face dick motherfucker, you're not gonna. You heard it here first. Trademark: cunt face dick motherfucker. Yeah, that gets around. Like, remember, what's her face? Katherine Heigl, who got canceled. She's kind of back now, but she said some not so nice things about her coworkers on Knocked Up, and she kind of got axed for a while. She wasn't the nicest lady, apparently, but I don't know. There was more to that story I learned later. But still, she did say some things that weren't very kind. So anyway, so I'm at my proverbial host stand at the time. I was head host, maitre d' person, made people feel like VIPs. That was my job. Made them blush. Oh. So I'm doing my song and dance. First of all, when Billy came up to me, he was standing like 6 feet away, like we were in COVID or something, and very much not COVID. I was like, hi, because when you're at a restaurant, I need to get your information for the guest book at I should say, higher end restaurant, an elevated restaurant like that. We have a guest book. We also have a seating plan. Like, I have a very specific plan of action for how people are sat. It's an experience, It's like going to the theater, and I'm the one who curates your experience. So I was trying to engage with him, and he wouldn't come near me. He was standing away, and he was kind of avoiding me and dismissing me. I was like, this is very strange. This is not how people would normally act. So I had to be quite brusque with him. And I'm like, excuse me, I need to get some information from you. Please step up, host stand. I can't hear you right now. I want you to have the best experience you possibly can have. And then he just got really short and a little bit nasty. And he pulled the "Don't you know who I am" card. I was like, oh, baby. We don't do that. But I learned his name was Billy Zane, and I learned he was playing Marlon Brando. Maybe he was like trying to channel that Marlon Brando machismo. Maybe he was still in character, trying to do the whole character actor, method, whatever the hell. Like, I'm always in character. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but it turned out that this was just his personality, and the guys around him enabled him and were sycophants and fawning all over him, and it was really gross. I mean, I've met everyone you could think of in the industry, like people as A-list as I almost said Tom Cruise. I've not. He's one of those elusive ones. No, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Melissa McCarthy came in my restaurant. Ryan Johnson, Jane Lynch was really lovely. Met her and had so much fun. Seth Rogen, he filmed, the new show he has on. Is it on Apple TV? Is it called The Industry or whatever it's called? It's actually gotten, a lot of praise. He's a lot of that at the Roosevelt, and another show with them. I used to work there, not anymore, them. But after he filmed one day, brought in his cast and crew and just hung out with us, like 20 of them. And I mean, when I say they're not, like, they're pleasant, they're nice, not all of them are literally going to stop and treat you like they're, that you're really someone they want to know and get to know. I mean, they're going to be pleasant and civil, it's rare that they'll actually go a step beyond, like what Carrie Elway did, or when I met Joe Fiennes, when they like just take it one extra step and really actually try to engage on a human level, like most people do. But anyway, yeah. Long story short, he was a dick face. So he was a jerk. He was not nice. He was acting like an asshole. He was being very pretentious and full of himself. I think it's simply because his star has faded a little and people don't recognize him and they don't remember him, and so he's trying to feel big, and but it makes him look small. It makes him look weak or desperate. And I think this is a good kind of tip in life for, you know, how to show up as our best self without turning people off, you know, while still having confidence and being strong. Like honestly, the more what I found working in and adjacent to the Hollywood entertainment industry was that the bigger the star, often the quieter they were, the more respectful they were, the less they were big and bold and insane. But also that's a personality thing. Like Jane Lynch has a huge personality and she is a lot of fun. But like Ryan Johnson is very quiet and very shy, naturally. But you know, anyway. Uh, and oh god, Leo DiCaprio, yeah, he tries to keep his head down and tries to just get in and out of places. That's what she said. Ah, speaking of, you said we'd be talking about love. It's a four-letter word. We got to get in and out. We got to do. That's what she said. Andy has never been kissed on the lips. Well, join the Mollicons. Oops. Maybe you will be kissed there. Uh, join an ethnic religious community. Anyway, Jim wishes he had someone to hold hands with. You don't think your odds are very good. Well, there are apps for everything, and I'm sure there's someone who would just want to do that. There is someone for everyone in this world. That is absolutely damn sure. And there are now a million and one apps and ways of finding folks. I don't doubt. Even like they're professional snugglers. Did you know that? Obviously, you have to be, you know, that can run a fine line into sex work. There's nothing with sex work, but you know, that's technically illegal in a lot of the United States, if not all of the United States, not in places in Europe. But yeah, there are people who it's legal, and there are professional snugglers. You could pay people to literally just hold you in your bed, or maybe their bed or a hotel room. I don't know how it works. Or hold your hand, or just listen to you. You know, there are many ways of doing this. Oh, little sad face and heart from Sydney. Jim hasn't been kissed since 1990. Andy, you smush your nose when you kissed a female movie star on TV. Excuse me. I'm just going through the chat right now. I'm also realizing my phone is dying. I thought I had it charged plenty. That's because this has been hot. We've been hot and bothered. No, hump day. Like it's such a sexy time that it burns through my battery. Well, this is more intimate, just holding my phone like this, because this might be our last hump day for a while. Aw. Maybe not ever, but for a while. Yeah, we're not gonna hump, bump, bump, get our hump on. We're gonna make different stupid jokes like puerile, puerile, like the puerile folks we are. Jim says, can you imagine, like me, a guy who loves romantic songs more than any other song but has not had romance in 35 years? Make it make sense. Well, from a spiritual perspective, take this or leave this. I'm not here to give advice, but this is kind of like the so-called love. Love is that takes many forms, not just like a love for something else. Just as it exists, it is an essence of being that encodes all of us with life and is a thread that connects all that is. But sorry, I'm actually dropping down. I'm doing something we would do in dream tending, which is work that is intuitive in more of the subtle body. There's something it feels like below you that doesn't want romance. That's actually preventing it and sabotaging it, Jim. I feel like there's something in you that's actually scared of it and that purposely has blocked it, possibly walls around your heart. But there, you know, there's undoubtedly, as there is with all of us, trauma surrounding this. And it could be useful to, you want to work in a more I don't know if you're more of a, into like getting readings or like psychic, work, or someone who does like theta healing, which works in a more subtle capacity, or something more like cognitive behavioral therapy, or, psychodynamic or more traditional forms of therapy, or doing like an ayahuasca ceremony or a ketamine led or psilocybin led ceremony or something like that, or literally just doing more sound baths or meditating or getting into nature more. And there are a lot of ways to kind of soften and quiet, to listen to what's underneath that. Because that sounds, I'm just, I'm tapping in. I'm doing, okay, this is an act of love. I don't normally talk about this or do this on this show. You could say readings or work that's more of this in the subtle or etheric body. But take this or leave this. I'm not your guru. I'm not your therapist, for fuck's sake, for sure. I'm a friend here, and that just, I can just feel that energetically and vibrationally, that there's something that's literally, it's literally like a switch that's flipped off. And and that is a beautiful and painful question, to make this make sense. Someone who loves this so much, and is not allowing that. So like for myself, I can give you just anecdotal, sort of evidence of like, there's something that was really upsetting me the last few nights. And I have very active, vivid dreams. And I've worked, as you know, in a post-Jungian sense with dreams. And there's something that I do. It's called incubating a dream. It's basically I ask that question from a tender, sincere, vulnerable place. I ask my own psyche, the great psyche, the psyche of the plants, the animals, of people external to me, whatever you pray to, whatever, God, the great spirit, to love. You ask pure love that is imbued in all, on everything. You ask sincerely, I love romance. I love romantic songs. I want romance, please. Even in saying that, I can feel that you don't. There's something energetic. Don't actually want it, like super, like deep, 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 deep down, Jim. And I don't know why this is just what wants to come through today. So thank you. Listen again. Take what works, leave the rest. There's something that doesn't ring true about that. I'm not saying that it's not because you don't really want it, but there's something underneath that. It's kind of like the reason why, like for me, there were things that I would want to succeed in, and then I would get a little bit of success and I would shut it down immediately. Or there were periods in my life where I didn't date for 10 and a half years, and I felt ugly as fuck. I felt disgusting, and I felt completely unwanted. But like I felt like I did want to be wanted, but really I had to admit the fact that I didn't. It still was painful that I didn't have any love in that period, so to speak, romantic, like any intimacy physically. But in truth, I didn't want it. I was in a lot of pain. That was after my brother died, before my father died. I had a huge breakdown. I was inpatient, outpatient, messed up. Meds, you fucking name it. It was a fucking mess. And I wasn't healthy enough for anything like that. But it's hard to admit that. And it felt better just to be a victim and kind of wallow in my sadness. It felt good though. But in truth, that was okay. I was sad. I was really fucking sad. And I wanted to feel love, but it was hard to admit that I was actually preventing romantic love as much as I kind of wanted it, but I didn't, but I did, but I didn't. It was, I was torturing myself. But so on the surface, people be like, oh, like, of course you're capable of meeting someone. I'm like, yeah, I know. What's wrong with me? Oh, I love love. I want to be loved. And in truth, if I really asked myself, I was like, oh, if I could actually admit that I really didn't want it, that was one thing. The bigger thing was admitting it was actually in my best interest not to have it. Because fast forward to recently, being involved with someone more intimately, off and on for the last 2.5 years, because we had a 7-month period we broke up. But even when we were together, it was really challenging because it was long distance, and he was in grad school and he was largely unavailable for many reasons. And even as kind of distant as the relationship was when it did end the first time and now second time, if I were where I was at 10 years ago, it could have killed me. I mean, this is like some real talk. I didn't have enough self-love, and I was rendered almost suicidal right now, the first breakup and the second breakup, let alone had I been in the state of mind I was in 10 years prior. So it's sort of like count your blessings, and it can be really fucking hard for your ego and for your heart to realize I actually wasn't ready, or I was, but I was blocking it, I was sabotaging it, or I genuinely thought that's a big thing. I genuinely, I can only speak for myself really here, but I feel like this does resonate. Just I'm reading, I can feel the energy of what you're saying. I feel and see into something else there. Do you really think you deserve it? Like that's like been poo-pooed myself, I was about to say, but I've been really hard on myself regarding money and scarcity issues because it ran in my family. My father really struggled with that because of how he was raised, and a converted chicken coop and nothing, and you name it. And we talked about that on here. I struggled with that. But when I would be so sad and crying, like, why am I like, oh, like, I have like almost nothing, and like it's even hard to buy like food, and and I'm just crying a river. I would realize that I was also taking actions that would make it such that I wouldn't have money in my life. And people would see all my talents and like, oh, you look good, you seem intelligent, why can't you make money? And I'm like, exactly. Because what you know what it came back to? It came back to a little girl who has been so wounded and so hurt for so long and never had the space just to cry and to throw her tantrums, and to have she never had enough people to comfort her. And so I kept in a sense creating situations that would be so sad and awful so people would support me as I was crying over, because I guess I didn't feel like I had the support emotionally and maybe even financially, and certainly psychologically, from my family, my caretakers. At least that's how I perceived it. My mom and dad, I mean, my dad's dead, but my mom might have different things to say about that, or my sister is still alive. But as I perceived it, I didn't have the support I needed because I keep creating situations in my life where I need someone to take care of me financially. I need, you know, I needs, it's like I have this lack and I have a need for something to fill that void, so to speak, whether it's money or sex or like intimacy or friends, even friends. So take that or leave that. That we just went there. You might hate me for that. I don't know. That was some real talk. I just felt that so much. And I don't know if Chuck's still here. Chuck obviously is an amazing intuitive and reader. That's a beautiful segue, I think, for this live stream, because I mean, what is love? That's like, it's almost impossible to define, but it is also all that is. It's all that exists. It's what it is. And it's like gravity, you know, I mean, you can define gravity, to an extent, but it's like dark matter. What the hell is dark matter? It's just this in between thing. But love is the dark matter as well. Love is all that is. Anyway, we're gonna get closer to my face so I can look at the and my boo. Hi, hello. Last hump day for a while. LOL. Okay. All right. We're talking about kids and basketball and height more. Oh, Chuck. People saying they're good at stuff. Helicopters. Oh yeah, Tucson. Wow, Chuck is 6'2". It is awesome. Sydney ran track, train tracks, synchro club, Joyce in swimming. Chuck, you still here? We're just quickly silence of the hams. Yep, thank you for that, Andy. I still have to get through those videos, Ann. A trim trout. Ooh, that's cool. I'm just enjoying these comments. Yeah, Billy Zane was not unattractive, but he, I guess unsurprisingly, he plays a lot of villains, so he's a bit villainous. I have found that people who consistently play villain, not always, but I've often found that they're villainous in their actual life. Like the motherfucker Jeremy Piven. You know what, Jeremy? However, Jeremy, you're an amazing comedian. That I didn't realize he was doing stand up now, and he is, and he's a dick. He's a fucking dick face. I even kicked him out of part of my store that I used to manage with Chuck. I was once Chuck's manager. Did you guys know that? Yeah. Oh, Jeremy was yuck, 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 and he's still yuck, 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 yuck. He hadn't seen me in a long time. I don't think he even recognized me or remembered me. But he was just as much a jerk now, more recently, when I saw him doing stand up, he was doing it in the Cinegrill where I used to work at the Roosevelt, as when I knew him way back at Earth Bar. Billy Zane, we were talking about Billy Zane. Oh, wow, yeah. Katherine Heigl was, yeah, you talked to her once. Yeah. Or you talked about her, sorry. Yeah, very arrogant and very, yeah, she's known to be very difficult. But there was a little more, there's a bit of misogyny, I think, going on too. But ultimately, yeah, yeah, ultimately it was really fucking painful. What she said, it was nasty, nasty, and more painful possibly than what it was. That is an interesting thought experiment, what the world would be like if you weren't born. Remember, everything is interconnected. I was one. So, if one thing pops out, everything will shift. Oh, you love me because I care about you. I do care about you. And that was just take what works, leave the rest. I just felt something underneath what you said. And I'm very glad you've not been suicidal. It's okay for folks to be suicidal, like trigger warning, sorry. But it's okay. We're human. This happens. Unfortunately, I do have particular brain chemistry issues, and it happens to me a lot of the time. I'm now noticing that wow, this just kind of flowed today. We just hit 71 minutes. I also noticed my phone hit 10%, and as you guys probably remember, if I don't use my headphones, it sounds like bees buzzing. We're gonna have to start signing off here, but one thing I want to do is we're gonna walk downstairs because I want to get my beer slushy and have one last beer slushy slog, sip, to sign off for these. You see, as I burp again, to sign up for these. Did I just step on my cat's tail? Oh my god, my poor baby. Oh my god, I heard a little meow. My god, I'm so sorry, Galaxy. Oh, my poor baby. My phone might actually die as I'm doing this, but that'll be the most epic way of going out in a blaze of glory. I am so grateful to all of you guys. Number one, for being here. Happy Hump Day. Number two, for being part of the Hump Day experience, because, it's fun to explore, like, being a little more sexy. Rather, the whole point of that is, I hate the puritanical bullshit in this country. I hate the fact that something almost every human engages in, whether you're doing it with yourself, okay, or with somebody else, it's considered like so shameful, and the body so shameful and so gross. I'm not saying that, we all need to be nudists, but that's a beautiful thing about nudists. It's just like, it's the body. And like, when I've gone to, have I been to a nudist beach actually? When I've seen people at nudist beach from afar, I don't think I've been like in the mix of it, but I've been in settings where there've been a lot of folks naked, and it's a beautiful healing thing. Cause it's like, not everyone is an LA 10. Like, everyone has bodies that have blemishes and flaws, and they're fat and they're skinny and they're all over. They're aging, they're young, they're whatever. And it's just what it is. It's a body. It has functionality. It has to eat, has to sleep, has to drink water, has to fuck. It has these functions, and it's doesn't have to be so goddamn sordid, you know what I mean? But also, I recognize that, this is the United States, and there are a lot of limitations to what you can and cannot say about that. So I don't want to get into any more trouble I've already been in on this platform. But I have a feeling this might be extra slushy, too slushy. But my last Swami Namaste beer, I just took a little walk on the wild side down the stairs. I'm not going to chill my glass because I got to do this or my phone is going to die. But I am just so grateful. This was a fun last hump day until, we might have another one. I might have an impromptu hump day, but definitely Monday, Tuesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Oh, hold on. Here's the. Oh, yeah. It's very nice. Did you see that? Or did you. Oh, hold on. Shit. Yay. Sorry for technical difficulties. Um, it looks like apple cider beer. Well, cheers. Happy Hump Day. We did it. I don't know how many Hump Day broadcasts we've done. It's been lovely though. I've really enjoyed these. It was fun to, let it go in a more sexy terrain and see what happens, or the four-letter word of love, See, because I've just had my heart raked over the coals, but that's part of it. And reclaiming my body, believe it or not, I'm someone who's almost never shown her body for a lot of reasons. I've had extreme body dysmorphia and issues with my body. So this is very bold for me to come out like this. It's also very me, but I want to change it up more. So I want to, the only constant in life is change. And I'm really grateful that I can experience these shifts with you guys. And that's what this is. It's community. We're changing, we're moving, we're shaking. Let's keep on keeping on. Jim, if you have any questions about what I said, feel free to shoot me an email. It's name of my channel at gmail.com. So the sacred spheres at gmail.com. Yeah, I just felt led to say that. But I love you guys. Remember, I'm not in love with you, but I do love you very much. It's that phileo, that brotherly, sisterly community love where we can put our arms around each other and say, this life is pretty shit sometimes, but it's also pretty awesome. And again, even if I'm not happy, you're not happy, someone's happy. And by virtue of just some type of shared experience, someone's going to get happy at some point. So as the song said, come on, get happy. Send all the blues away. I don't know no words, but come on, baby, and make my day. I love you. Cheers. I have to sign off. All right. I love you all. And I'm serious, Jim. Send me an email if you want to understand what the hell I was feeling something really specific and maybe I didn't articulate as well as I could have. But I love you. I'll see you guys on Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Have a safe night. Know that you're loved. Know that there are many ways to get what you need and that you can attract, I feel like, whatever you need when the time is right, when it's time for you to understand what's below it that's keeping you from having it, because now is a powerful time to manifest, I feel, what you need. Not in a bullshit, empty, manifest your dreams, create a dream board and a vision, but not that bullshit. Like, for real, for real. Like, what do you actually fucking need? What do you really need? Like, really need. Not what would be, like, what I should need or what, like, I think I need. Like, well, I should need like, I feel like I should need a partner. It's like, I think I need to love myself more. I think I need to get to work on my creative career more professionally and more than put energy into someone else, even if it's a great person. That's hard to admit because I want partnership. I want my family. I want to create that life. I want sex, love in that regard, not just phileo, not just, you know, wrist, but agape, as well as acknowledging that we're all love. But above all, I'm going to be love for myself. I am love. You are love. And let's remember we were going to talk about how we gave less fucks. I think I just gave less fucks by saying that because the more you give less fucks, sometimes you start to attract more. It's just like the Billy Zane thing. That the more you're just like, I'm a bigwig, don't you know who I am? The more people don't want to know who you are. So the more you're like, I don't give a fuck about finding love or having someone hold my hand or kiss me. The more, like when you genuinely release that and surrender it, guess what happens? It's probably going to come screaming for you with your name tattooed across their face. Jam! Eddie! Chuck! Sydney! Joyce! All right. I love you guys. I'm sure there are a lot of other people watching I didn't acknowledge, but thank you. I missed Labubu and Pufferfish, but y'all been fun. There was also, I think, a couple other guys that said they joined us. I don't know if it was Jason or who was it? Reese or some other dude. Oh, Steven. Yeah, said he joined us. But anyway, whoever's here, I love you. I hope it was a fun last for now hump day, but we'll see you on Friday and we'll probably go live once in a blue hump day moon. All right. Bald jerks. Who's a bald jerk? Billy Zane? No. Jeremy Piven? No. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll have to go back through the go back to the chat at some point. Have a beautiful night. I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me on this this farewell hump day. I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, Zane is bald. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. I think he was wearing a wig maybe when I saw him last. I don't know. Please leave, like, subscribe. Please hit the bell thingy. And don't forget to leave some comments. I'd love that. I want to know what you guys think, what you like, don't like, what you want more of, less of. I'm going to start doing more posts so we could do polls and figure shit out together. It'll be fun. Let's build this community. Let's have a blast. Let's make it a party every time. I love you. Life's too short not to be happy. And it's okay if you're sad too, because we need to be sad too, because you got to allow it all. Because if you're not allowing it, then you're going to attract things that make you allow it until life changes. Okay. I love you. Hopefully all that made sense. Have a beautiful night. See you next time. Bye, my pretties. And your little dog too. Bye. And to your kitties too. Sasha and Maya and everyone. I love you. Bye to all your beloveds, pets, and other words. Have a good night. Bye.